You know, it just takes up unnecessary time. You didn't see that, it broke. Okay, it is day 87 until we get kicked out of our house. We are here on our property and we're taking the first steps of getting our cabin built.
Well, it's not really the first steps. We've already been planning this for quite a while. But this is the first bit we put stuff on the ground. Obviously, we've designed the cabin, we've built it, and now we've got to start setting out for it. So that's what we're here for today.
As you can see, we've got the tractor in the background. Our first step is to clear the snow so we actually have a spot that we can see the ground and work. And the goal of today's video is to get the mark out where all of our pylons need to go, because we are building on top of pylons.
Yep.
And that's the goal for this video.
Because in a couple of days' time, we've got the guys coming who are going to install them for us. Because the ground's frozen, we can't do it with our own equipment, so we're getting a special guy in, so he'll be here in a couple of days. So we've got to make sure everything is prepped, ready to go for that. So we've got to get it done.
As you can see, we actually have some timber delivered. That's going to be shown in a different video. They're actually getting dropped off. But we have some timber here already. So let's get working, because we're not getting any more time. It's ticking away.
Let's do it.
Okay guys, I've got to grab a grinder. So here we are. And I've got to cut some Rio to drive into the ground as markers, because the ground is rock solid. Timber posts won't do it. And we're hoping that the Rio does the job, but we will see. We bought some lengths at the store and I got to chop them down into usable pieces. Alright guys, I bought myself a new nail bag. I'm really excited to try this out. In Russia I find it hard to find good quality nail bags. It's just not such a big thing over here, but I found one that looks like it's good, so this cabin's going to be a good place to test it out. This nail bag has shoulder straps on it, which I've never used before. In Australia, I'm used to just using only the belts with the bags on them. So I'm excited to see how these carry the weight. All right, I gotta put some tools in it now. When it's sunny outside in the snow, it's hard to get the camera to focus on dark things, so let's see how it goes. Can't see over there. We got carpenter pencils. For anybody who's a carpenter, you know what these are. Very handy for building. But I think a lot of people just haven't ever seen these big fat pencils before. Mainly for construction. Go. 1, and then 2, just so that you never know what happens. Pencils have a tendency to go missing. They shouldn't, but they do. And there's nothing quite as bad as having to run and get another pencil when you should. You know, it just takes up unnecessary time. You didn't see that, it broke. Maybe that. Alright, that's enough tools for what I need. Alright. Found one that works. Well guys, today I'm wearing my fancy glasses because the glasses I normally wear, I always keep them on my cowboy hat and I'm not wearing it. So I am out of order. So this is the only pair of glasses we sort of have in the truck at the moment. They are clean compared to what they were before. I had to keep them big clean to get all the oil and dirt off them. But because I'm using a grinder, these will have to do. It'd be nice if they were sunglasses because it's very bright outside. Alright guys, so before I cut too many of these, I just want to make sure that it is going to work, that these will go into the ground. Maybe, I don't know, if they're too long they might have too much flex in them, they won't go in, but we'll give it a shot. See how it goes. Well, I think it's gonna work. It's just, it's gonna take a while.
Okay, so we got all the snow cleared. Took about an hour or so, I think, somewhere around that sort of mark. I don't know if you can see pretty clearly all the All the main snow's gone. One really interesting thing that really amazes me about being here in Russia is underneath the snow is green grass. You know, in summertime in Australia, when our grass goes brown, it's dead, it's brittle, it has pretty much no feed value for animals. But here in Russia, as long as, and anywhere that has snow, I guess, as long as you know you've got some green grass underneath, the cows can come in and get some food, goodness from the food, which to me is really exciting. But yeah, we're just about to begin setting out. We've got the snow cleared, and we've got a nice level-ish spot. We would have preferred in the, you know, obviously if we had known we were going to build this last time, we would have leveled it. But it is what it is, so we'll make the most of it and we'll get it done. We're going to mark out 4 meters. 4 meters to the fence line. Okay, so we are out. We're just shooting some preliminary heights for setting out for the cabin. We've got a lot more fall here than when we marked out for the foundation for the main house. If you remember if you saw that video, we picked the spot on land where it was nice and high, so there was as little as earthworks as possible. Now, because we are building on pylons here, we can handle the undulation or the fall in the land through the pylons. So, but we still want it to be comfortable for, you know, when you're walking out from your veranda onto the land, to have a nice, comfortable 1 or 2 steps, nothing too major. So it's, you know, enjoyable for living. So you can see here, we've gone and marked, Josh has put in some pegs for our main line. One thing that we're definitely considering here is that we are facing directly south towards, oh, hopefully the sun's not going to be a problem, towards the mountains. You can see here we are midwinter. This is February, early February, and sun's high in the sky, beautiful sunny weather. It's a beautiful day, and we want that sun streaming into the main part of our cabin. So we've got it facing directly south, and so now we're just putting these pins in where you can see the marks on the ground here. There are main marks, H for house. There's a garage down towards where Joish is. And from there, then we go and shoot heights. We'll shoot our levels to see how much fall we've got across our building site, and then from there we'll make some final adjustments to exactly where we're going to put the cabin. And from that point on, we will then put in the permanent marks. We'll set up some batter boards for marking out the position for all the pylons. So that's what we're up to right now. Josh is just resetting up a new string line along the main part of the house. Josh can show you one of his clever knots. Oh, that wasn't it.
What?
Okay.
How's your clever knot go?
Is that an adjustable one?
As in you can
make it longer as well? Yeah. But can you pull it to make it longer?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Now if you pull that one, does this make it shorter?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's the way I do it. You just do it differently.
Yeah.
Ah.
Do it faster, or I don't know, maybe just grab around and pull through.
Yeah, there you go. I've never done that way myself, but anyway.
Really?
Yeah. Now you got me thinking about how I normally do it. All right. So now we've got a string line. You won't be able to see it on the camera because it's too narrow. But we've got a string line to marking the approximate. It's pretty close to the front of the house. Or the cabin, I should say. The cabin. You'll have to forgive me if I keep referring it to as a cottage, because we built a cottage before we built our main house in Australia. And the really main difference is that this one's built out of timber, whereas the one that we had in Australia wasn't built out of timber. So we call that one a cottage, but this one's a cabin. This one's going to be a timber cabin. So I'll probably get it wrong lots of times, but that's what it's a cabin. Okay, so we are 75 mil lower here, which is 3 inches on the other corner. So see how much drop we got down here. Should be dropping a fair bit by the time we get down to here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see on the camera the sort of fall that there is from there down to here. Wow, that's a fair bit. Oh,
That's 690. 550.
well, it's a fairly consistent drop across the whole of the property, which is nice. There's no real steep areas, and
It's less than a meter, so.
And it's less than a meter between the whole lot, so that's actually quite good. So now we got to actually do the serious and get the proper marks. Now we know exactly how much fall there is. Okay, 150. All right, so now we've got the preliminary marks in. We're installing what we call them batter boards. I don't know what they're called where you're from, but we call them batter boards. And what they do is, there's a board that runs along the outside that we can then put a nail into to run a string line down. So the board runs past, so it's outside of the building envelope, so that we can work inside without ever disturbing the marks on the outside. You'll see exactly what I mean in a minute. But we call them batter boards, so let us know if you have a different name for them.
Here we go. So the two bars, and then you attach this board to it at exactly a level plane. So every batter board in every corner will be exactly level. And then, so you can do that by raising and lowering it. And then we'll put, like, say for instance, here's a wall line here, so you run a string line past, put a nail in here so you can attach a string line, which is you can take it off, reattach it, and it's like a constant. Because later on we're going to pull these off to put pylons in, so you're going to lose this mark. So these stay here the whole time, so it stays square and you don't have to remeasure. It's a new day. We had to go back and grab a generator and a welder, because we're going to weld some tabs on this Rio so we can screw our batter boards to them. Dad's setting up the laser level now so that we can get everything dead level. So we're going to do that, and we'll show you exactly what we're doing once we're doing it.
Okay, so we welded all these screws on. Now I know
Washers, yeah.
washers. I know in some places you can buy Rio already with holes drilled through, so obviously it's much easier putting boards on, but we don't have them here, or we can't find them here. So we welded the washers on, and then now we're setting the heights for these batter boards. Beautiful. Yep. This is where you'll be able to see, if you look over here, and where the boards are in relation to the ground. And then when we hold this one up,
Oh, it's the heaviest board.
and it's the heaviest board.
Balance on hand here. Yeah.
Alright, so you get a much clearer idea of the fall in the land between over that way and the ones up the top there, and then the ones down here. Now we'll just brace these, and then we can run our string lines. Okay, so we've got the batter boards all up, and you can see we've got them braced, so they're super steady. Important thing that when you put batter boards up, they've got to be braced both directions, because you want to pull string lines from them, and if they move, it moves your string lines out. So that's all done. Now we've got to set up our lines, and then we can start marking for all the screw piles where they go. What do you think?
Spring's coming.
Spring's coming, I hope so. They're talking -20 again on the weekend, so today we just got to pretend spring's coming.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice while it's here.
Certainly is. Makes it nice for working. Okay, so we have set up our batter boards. You'll be able to see here that we've got our string lines. Hopefully they'll come up on the camera. String lines right here. They cross right where my finger is. And that's why you can see, remember the green marks we made on the ground? They were just guides to get us close. And then we just adjust these string lines here like this, in and out, to get us exactly square. And now we are exactly square.
Yep. I moved them, adjusted them, done 2 diagonal lines across the corners to make sure they're identical.
And they are perfect, within 1 millimeter. Well, probably exactly 1 millimeter. So, yep, now we're going to set out for all the in-between marks where all the pylons are going to be now that we have a square circumference. Everything else now is just simply making sure your measurements are correct.
Well, it's the next morning. We are out here again. Today we are getting pylons dropped off, and we're also planning to get a driller coming in today. We've still got to get that confirmed, but that's the plan. So we have to get this completely marked out. We've got the outside string line all done. Now we're going to do measurements along that string line and measure them down to the ground, so that we have all the poster on the outside edge, and then we'll measure string lines in between them. So a lot to do before they come. Dad's got some masking tape. We're going to put this on top of the string line so we can see our marks better.
Cool, that works.
Success.
Yep.
We had this roll yesterday, and it was old and absolutely did not work. It was annoying, so we bought a new one, and it's working very well.
So far.
So far.
So far. All right, let's go mark it out. Tape measures. Okay, so we have gone around and we have marked our boundaries on our tape. I'll show you here. You can see these bits of tape. You can see the actual marks on the tape. There are overall. The blue is our overall, and the white ones are where the setback is for where the posts are going to go, because the posts don't go right on the outside. But now there are special tools you can get, like I know Siberian makes a electronic or a laser guided square. It gives you square, gives you measurements, but we don't have that. So we are doing it more manually. Joash has just built our leveling device. Now you could use a plumb line, or what we've got here is basically a square level. So we're using what we've got to get our thing. So when those both bubbles are in the right spot, ish, about like that, then you know you've got a straight plumb line straight down.
Why use equipment when you can use math?
Oh yeah, exactly. And so now we've got all our lines transferred onto the tape. So now we shoot the heights all the way along. We transfer them from the string line down, because the string line's at a plane, on a level plane. So that means all our measurements are accurate. And so now we're going to transfer them to the ground, which allows us to compensate for the slope. And then from there, once we've got transferred, we'll mark them, pre-drill them, and then when the guy to install the screw pile comes, he can just go see exactly where the spot is and drill and install the screw pile. So that's what we're doing right now. All right, you can see we abandoned the levels. It was just taking too long. It wasn't accurate enough, so we went even more old school, back to the trusty plumb line, which always hangs level.
Well, so it's accurate, it just takes too long.
Yeah, it's taking too long. We're drilling frozen ground, so we're drilling a hole in the ground. This is for marking our center poles. It'll also be very handy for the guy who's putting the screw poles in, so he can get a really exact spot to mark.
Yeah. You can also slip our Rio in and not get it like jammed in the ground.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Haven't tested it yet.
Working with this frozen ground, it's a whole new ball game for us, but we're getting there. You know, we're used to working with boiling hot ground where you don't want to stand on it because it's so hot.
Okay, so we've got the outside marked around. Now we're going through and drilling the holes and putting Rio in them so we can string lines between them and mark all our center ones. So I'm just going through, making sure it's reamed out. I got a bit of Rio, fits in nicely there. Then we can attach a string line off it to the other side, make a nice crisscross pattern.
Okay, so we have gone through and marked all the positions dropped down, so you'll be able to see here. You can see all the poles around the edge, all like this one here, the whole way around, and that is all our cross marks. And now we've run a line. It might be hard to see through the camera here. You can see a crisscross, and now Joash is going through and marking. You can see right there, crisscross directly over the top. So that's all our positions for all our screw pile foundations are going in. So he's booked, he was supposed to be coming today, but he's been held up, so he'll be coming tomorrow. And we'll do the installing all the screw piles for the cabin. But it's exciting to get this far done and to be ready for it. The screw piles being delivered later today, apparently, and then we'll be able to be all ready for tomorrow when the guy comes to install them. Okay, we've had to change things up a little bit. As you can see on the mountains here, we've got snow coming in, and what we had intended that there wasn't any snow in the forecast, but we thought we would just mark the ground with the paint on the ground, and when the guy comes to drill, he can see exactly where to go. But if we get just a little bit of snow, even just 1 or 2 centimeters of snow, all our marks are going to be covered. So we'd already drilled all the holes, so what we've gone and done is just put pins in every hole, so that, you know, if we do get too much snow, we can still, when the guy gets here, we can just drill the hole right where the pin is, just clear that bit of snow right there. Otherwise you have to remark everything. So a little bit of extra work, but just precaution so that we don't lose all that work we've done before. That's just how you have to do it. You just got to be prepared, and if the weather doesn't go your way, come up with another plan.
We just got the load of pylons delivered. We actually, you might have seen when we put the tarp on, we have some smaller ones, but we got the bigger ones to carry the weight of the main house. The guy to drill them in is coming tomorrow, so stick around for that video. It's going to be really exciting. If you like this video, you may enjoy this one up here as well. We hope you guys are having a great day, and don't forget that memberships are down the bottom and you get extra exciting content there. See you later, guys.
See you guys.